हेलो एवरीवन। एक बार फिर से आपका फाइनेंशियल फ्रीडम प्लेनेट वेल्थ चैनल में हार्दिक स्वागत। आज हम बात करने वाले हैं ये जो आईपीओ का नया सीजन शुरू हो चुका है। उस सीजन का नया आईपीओ आज शुरू हुआ है, इंडियन पेस्टिसाइड्स लिमिटेड। ये इंडियन पेस्टिसाइड लिमिटेड आपके लिए मतलब कि इन्वेस्टर के लिए क्या लेके आ रहा है और आपको उसमें इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए कि नहीं इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए, उसके लिए इस आईपीओ की एनालिसिस की वीडियो में आज आपके लिए लेके आया हूँ। I am Brijesh Parikh, father of two lovely kids, loving woman. I'm an edupreneur now turned into a wealth coach, and I'm on a mission to help 1 lakh families like yours to live a financially very free life and achieve financial freedom during their life. और इसी मिशन के तहत ये जो इनिशिएटिव मैंने यूट्यूब और पॉडकास्ट चैनल का लिया है, उसमें एक बार फिर से मैं आपका स्वागत करता हूँ। और चलिए जंप करते हैं आज का जो टॉपिक है, आईपीओ एनालिसिस ऑफ इंडियन पेस्टिसाइड्स लिमिटेड, उसके बारे में बात करते हैं। तो बेसिकली ये इंडिया पेस्टिसाइड्स लिमिटेड is one of the leading agrochemical manufacturers in the India and is coming out with the IPO of equity shares at the face value of ₹1 each. IPL is launching an IPO totaling of ₹800 crore with fresh issue of shares worth ₹100 crore and an offer for sale, मतलब ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग जो शेयर्स है उसको भी बेच रहे हैं वो वर्थ ₹700 crore by the promoter. तो 100 करोड़ का जो है वो नए शेयर्स इश्यू कर रहे हैं ये आईपीओ के थ्रू, और 700 करोड़ वर्थ के जो शेयर्स है वो प्रमोटर ग्रुप अपने खुद के शेयर्स बेच रही है मार्केट में। So at the upper end of the price band of is ₹290 to 296. The post-issue market cap of the stock on listing would be ₹3,400 crores, and the post-issue price earnings ratio would be 25 times. P ratio would be 25 times. The offer closes on June 25th. The proceeds from fresh issues are planned to be utilized towards working capital requirements and other corporate purposes. Post-issue, the promoter group will own 60%. The issue will be listed on July 5th, 2021. The IPO market lot size is 50 shares and a retail investor can apply for up to 13 lots, that is 650 shares of ₹1,92,000. The objective of the offer is to finance company's working capital requirements as well as to meet other general corporate purposes. So the primary objective is to offload the shares owned by the promoters, and the secondary objective is to raise some funds for working capital as well as other corporate purposes. The company was established by it's a family-owned company. So it's an agrochemical manufacturer which makes both technicals and formulations catering to both export and domestic markets. It's a family-owned business that is trying to build scale in the global agrochemical supply chains. It exports to over 25 countries, including Australia and countries in Europe, North and South America, Africa, and Asia. For financial year 21, exports contributed 57% of its total sales of ₹684 crores. Exports have contributed between 50 to 62% of revenues in the last 3 years. While most Indian players are focused on insecticides, which is the biggest agrochem segment in the domestic market, India Pesticides Limited is focused on herbicides and fungicides, which apart from offering higher growth potential, offer better export prospects as well, and which is evident from the market share in the exports. In addition to company manufactures and sells 30 formulations of insecticides, fungicides and herbicides in the Indian market under its brand names such as Takatwar, IPL Serum 27, IPL Difine, IPL Dollar, IPL Soldiers and IPL Guru. The company has two manufacturing plants located in UP SIDC industrial area at Deva Road, Lucknow, and Sandila Hardoi in Uttar Pradesh. Both are located in UP. The company earns 56% of revenue from export markets, while 44% from the domestic market. On the financial performance front, on the consolidated basis, IPO has posted a turnover or net profit of ₹346.04 crores, that is ₹43.92 crore FY19. So turnover of 346.04 crore and a profit of 43.92 crores. rupees 489.73 crores of turnover and 70.7 crore in the profit of 70.7 crore in the financial year 20, and turnover of rupees 655.38 crores and profit of rupees 134.51 crores in the financial year 21. So you can see how in the previous 3 years the company has grown rapidly. Now let's look at the pluses and minuses, that is positives and negatives of the pesticide IPO. The positives, number one, global agrochem opportunity. It's a global agrochem opportunity. The global agrochemical market is projected to grow from US dollar 62.5 billion in 2019 to US dollar 86 billion by the end of 2024. And India has been ranked fourth globally in the production of agrochemicals, which is crop protection and pesticides, after the USA, Japan, and China. With a complicated approval process and environmental headwinds, new product development in the global agrochem space is a long-winded process, with a new molecules taking up to 12 years to hit the market. This has opened up the playing field for a low-cost manufacturing destinations like India, which churn out a wide variety of off-patent techniques. So, it is a global opportunity. The second positive is accelerated growth and margins with exports. While exports offer opportunity, establishing toehold in the new geographic is not easy for the Indian players, as each new product has to go through registration, regulatory approvals, and licenses process. This results in the significant entry barrier. Right. So the Indian pesticide has market as turnover share of around 55% from exports. So it has penetrated the global market very well. Third positive is capex with the thrust on quality. The company has two manufacturing facilities as Deva Road, Lucknow and Sandila, Haldo in Uttar Pradesh, with aggregate installed capacity for agrochemicals uh, technicals for 19,500 metric tons and formulations of 6,500 metric tons are spread across over 25 acres. At present, the company is running 75% capacity in its major agrochemical plants. At Sandila, it has obtained permission from the Ministry of Environment and Forest to extend manufacturing facility at Sandila up to 30,000 megaton and has commenced construction of two manufacturing units that are proposed to be used for herbicide technicals, which means it has incurred a capex for thrust on the quality at the center growing the business. Fourth positive is internally funded expansions. So whatever expansions company has done till now are funded internally. Despite the business being both working capital and fixed capital intensive, India Pesticide Limited has managed significant scaling of operations and new product development over the years through internal accruals alone. This conservative strategy has contributed to high return on equity and capital employed, which compare favorably even to the industry leaders, despite IPL being in a much small contender. So, because of the conservative strategy of conducting expansion using the internal accruals, the company has become a smaller, strong contender. These are the positives of the company. Now, let's look at the negative minuses of the company. The price competition. A newly listed agrochemical stock such as India Pesticides likely Limited is unlikely to command much scarcity premium, given the over a dozen listed players, some with a far larger scale of operations and more established brands, already operate in the agrochemical space. The Indian agrochemical industry is highly fragmented with over 150 active ingredient makers, 1,000 formulation makers, and 2 lakh distributors fighting for relatively slow growing pie. Affordability rather than efficacy or safety influences the farmer's purchase decision. So, pricing is not in the hands of company. Procurement leads. Indian manufacturers of pesticides often rely significantly on raw material or intermediate chemicals sourced from overseas suppliers without long-term supply arrangements, which subjects them both to supply chain disruptions and foreign exchange related risks. Smaller players like India Pesticides Limited with high raw material to sales ratios, 50% plus is high raw material to sales ratio, are likely to be price takers with limited negotiation power with their global suppliers as well as buyers. In FY21, India Pesticide Limited imported 38% of its raw material requirement. So there is a risk of procurement risk, which translates into the supply chain management disruption or the foreign exchange currency risks. Third risk is the regulatory risk. Growing water and land pollution, concerns surrounding the use of agrochemicals had led to the Ministry of Agriculture periodically banning select list of products. This poses a regulatory threat to most Indian pesticide makers who are reliant on more affordable but old-fashioned off-patent products for the bulk of their revenues. In 2018, two formulations made by India Pesticides Limited, Divac 76 and Trizophos, were impacted by a ban on the manufacture, import and formulation and trade in 18 pesticides, but these accounted for less than 2% of revenue. Presently, a notification to ban domestic sales of 27 widely used insecticides is under consideration. Captain and Zeram, two formulations on this list, contributed to rupees 114 crore of the company's domestic revenue in financial year 21. So it also has a regulatory risk of banning of various products by the government. Fourth risk is working capital intensity. The business is high working capital intensive. Offtake of agrochemicals in the domestic market tends to suffer from high seasonality as well as cyclicity. Sales performance of individual player may depend not just on the spatial and temporal spread of monsoons in their specific markets, but also on the pest build-up in the particular growing season. Unlike fertilizers, which are applied during sowing, agrochemicals are used in the pre and post-harvesting stage when any weather-related damage to the standing crop or swing in the prices can impact offtake. Agrochemical products, unlike fertilizers, are also not supported by the government subsidy, making offtake very vulnerable to swings in the market realization for target crops or general farm incomes. So it also faces working capital intensity and cash flow related issues. And the fifth negative is limited fresh issue. Both the growth profile of Indian Pesticides Limited and its nature of business indicate high capital requirements. Yet the current IPO seeks to raise very limited funds for expansion, with most of the proceeds going towards the promoters by way of offer for sale. As we discussed, out of 800, 100 crore is only towards the new offering, 700 crores is an offer for sale, which is the promoters are offloading their stake. The company's sales and profit after tax have grown 27% and 36% CAGR over the last 4 years, while sales accelerating to 38% growth in the last 2 years. The business is capital intensive and the operating cash flow to EBITDA conversion has been on an average 40% in the last 5 years. The company extends 30 days to 180 days credit to its customers. The company has ongoing capex plan as well as its existing agrochemical plant is running at 75% capacity. Considering this factor, the company could have aimed at raising a higher amount through fresh issues than offer for sale. So here it's a clear case that the IPO is being brought with the precise main objective of offloading the promoters equity, promoter का जो stake है उसको offload करने के लिए लिया गया and not for the growth purposes. So while investing, investor needs to take this approach in mind because it is always better to invest into a IPO wherein the funds are utilized towards the growth of the company. Now let's look at the financials. At the upper end of the price when the stock is offered at 25 times FY21 earnings, this appears moderate on a relative valuation basis when compared to current valuations of agrochem companies listed in India. You can see the table in the slide. The price to earning ratio of various listed players as compared to insecticide India. But it needs to be kept in mind that the agrochem sector itself has been beneficiary of a sharp re-rating evaluation in recent times, with investors taking a fancy to chemical specialty chemical players who are seen to take advantage of global supply chain diversification out of China. Recent jumps in profit and revenue performance from players such as India Pesticide Limited have aided this re-rating. But whether the China story will play out as bullish investor experts remains to be seen, and even if it does, it may be unrealistic to expect all Indian technical agrochem players to equally benefit. In the Indian context, two consecutive seasons of good monsoons and a booming rural economy have worked wonders on agri-input players in the last couple of years, but these trends may prove an exception rather than a rule in cyclical business like pesticides. Now, let's look at, after analyzing the financials and valuations, let's look at the recommendations. In IPL's own case, there has been a near doubling of EPS in the FY21 over FY20. And so the IPO valuations of 25 times is on a very high base that allows limited margin for earnings disappointments or a growth slowdown. Post issue, the stock is also being valued at a steep 5 times of market cap to sales ratio basis. Future returns of for IPO investors will depend on growth from this high base, which it may turn out or it may not turn out. The company has split the face value of shares from rupees 100 to rupees 1 and issued bonus shares in the ratio of 5:2 in FY21 to make the pricing attractive in the IPO. The company has also allotted 3,71,830 equity shares at rupees 33.70 share to relatives of one of the non-executive directors in January 2021. An upbeat primary market and buoyant sentiment towards the chemical sector is enabling the company to come up with an offer for sell-led IPO at a valuation that would have been considered quite rich even a couple of years ago. While India Pesticide Limited's high shareholder returns make a case for owning it, inherent cyclicity in the business and the rich valuation take up risk. So what I recommend is keeping at the high valuations and the intention of the promoters, I do not recommend this investment into this IPO from the perspective of long-term investment, but you may consider this IPO from the immediate listing gains. So consider from that perspective, a short term you might benefit, but over a longer period of time, it depends on the growth which is demonstrated by the company in previous 2 years can be continued or not continued, the time will tell. So I hope this small video on the Indian pesticide will help you to decide whether you should invest into the IPO or not. If you wish to focus on keeping and growing your money, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to receive update notification. You can read my blogs at planetwealth.in. You can view videos at theplanetwealth.in. For improving your personal finance knowledge and investment knowledge, you can view videos at themoneycraft.com. You can also join, like my Facebook page, Planet Wealth, or join my Facebook group, Financial Wellbeing. And the best way to keep connected with me to get this kind of continuous updation is to store my WhatsApp number in your mobile as Planet Wealth and send me a message. Add me करके अपना नाम करके मुझे एक मैसेज डाल दीजिए so that I can add your number into my personal finance WhatsApp broadcast group. And if you will not store my number, even if I add your number into my broadcast list and if I broadcast new content, you will not be able to receive that content, because in order to receive content from a broadcast message, you need to store your sender's mobile number in your mobile. So you can store my WhatsApp number into your mobile and send me a message. I hope this video about the IPO, forthcoming IPO. In fact, it's not a forthcoming IPO. First day is already over while I am preparing, and I'll be releasing this video for your betterment. Will be able to help you to decide whether you should invest into IPO and what should be your expectation from the IPO. Keep growing your wealth. May God shower abundant wealth to you. Thank you for watching this video. और मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में. Thank you.